This conference will now be recorded.
Fine. So, hello, welcome to the session of DevOps. So, can you see my screen, everyone? Online guys?
Yes.
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 Fine. Yeah, let us start the session. Fine. So, let me introduce myself first. Okay, so my name is Ram. I'm having 14 years of experience in IT. Last 6 years, I'm working on DevOps practices and I'm working on multiple projects governed by the DevOps technologies. Okay, so let us start the session. Yeah, in this session, we'll try to understand what is DevOps, why do you want to learn DevOps, what are the different things we can achieve in the DevOps, what is the role and responsibilities of DevOps engineering real time. So basically, what is DevOps? So if anyone asks you this question, what would be your answer? So normally what we will say, so there is a huge job market for DevOps, right? So basically, DevOps is a set of practices that combines software development and IT operations, right? So where the multiple tools are connected to each other to perform automation of all the activities. What is automation? So currently, what are the activities we are performing in real time? Those activities we can do in automated way. Like for example, so deployments, software deployments, code deployments, okay, and package installations, okay, code merging, report generation, whatever activities we are doing manual way, those activities we can do in automated way by single clicks. Okay, that is nothing but automation. So it's a continuous deployments, continuous integration, continuous testing, continuous monitoring. So what is integration? What is testing? What is monitoring? What is deployments? We'll see in further slides. So DevOps, yeah, let us go with a little bit history of DevOps. DevOps arena started nearly in 2008. So at that point of time, we are trying to do the automation with different tools, which are very old tools. So Puppet was the tool which was introduced nearly in 2005. Using Puppet, we are trying to do the automation. Okay. Yeah. Now automation is the number one choice of the industry. So any industry, if you take pharma industry, chemical industry, medicine, wherever you go, automation is the number one choice. So by single clicks, we can perform a number of activities. By single click, we can deploy a number of applications, right? So real project teams currently looking for automation engineers, right? So whatever activities we are doing manually, those activities we can do in automated way. So that is why, so this cost cutting and all. So why resources are reducing, like cost cutting, so layoffs, why these are happening? Because of automation. Okay, in our project earlier we were 180 people 3 years before. Okay, now our team size is 25. Why that much of drastic change? Because of automation. So earlier 3 years before, we used to use different way, different waterfall methodologies. Okay, currently we are doing so Agile methodologies. So Agile, what is Agile? What is a waterfall? I'll explain that. Okay, fine. So currently, so project teams are looking for automation engineers, multi-skilled engineers. Okay, fine. Here we have two sections. One is developer's point of view. Another one is operations. What is developer? The people who are developing the code, who are writing the scripts, who are writing the source code is nothing but developers. Operations. Operations are nothing but it's a collection of all the servers, collection of all the devices which are hosted in data center. So what is data center? Data center is nothing but it is a server room. People will call it as hub room, network room, different names. Basically, it is a server room where the servers are hosted, right? Fine. So we are talking about servers. Let us take small example here. Let us take small Java project. So if you want to start any Java project, or any startup company, very first thing what we require servers, right? So without servers, we can't do any development. So who will set up the servers? Servers will be set up by admins, server admins. So they will set up servers, they will configure tools, whatever tools like Git, Jenkins, Maven, or Ansible, Kubernetes, Terraform, whatever tools they configure, and they will hand over to developers. Then development will be started. So can you mute yourself? So it is giving some background noise. Yeah. Fine. So here, once set up by admins, the servers configured, then they will hand out the servers to developers. Then development will be started, right? Yeah. So here we have three users are working on same requirement. Three developers are working on same requirement. So developer one, user 2, user 3, they are working on their local workspace. Local workspace means our local laptop or desktop. So when they are working on their local workspace, they don't find any issues. So for example, I'm working on my local desktop here. This is my local desktop. I created one folder here. So this is workspace, for example. So in this workspace, if I add any files, if I remove any files, if I edit any files, those changes will not be tracked. Whenever we configure as a local Git repository, that changes will be tracked, right? Fine. So also one more thing, when we work on our local workspace, we don't find any issues. When we push to integrated servers, for example, 3 developers working on the local workspace, their local workspace, once development is completed, they will push the code to integrated servers, means development servers, QA servers, production servers. So here, when they push this code to integrated servers, their actual issues will be appear. Means, for example, one developer gave x equal to 5 value. Second developer he gave x equal to 10. So third developer he gave x equal to 15. So the 3 developers are merging the code. While merging the code, the actual issues will be appear. So that will go deep dive. Don't worry. Fine. Yeah. So once development is completed, the code will be pushed to integrated servers. Okay. Yeah. We are talking about code merging. So here, who will push this code? So developers will develop the code here, and they merge the code. So once merge the code, who will push this code from one environment to other environment? So here, DevOps engineer will push the code from one environment to other environment. This is one of the DevOps engineer role. DevOps engineer will push the code from one environment to other environment. So DevOps engineer will do automation, code movements, okay, and the jobs creation in Jenkins, job triggers, okay, automation activities, single click activities. These are all DevOps engineer will perform. Okay. Yeah. So we are talking about code movement using DevOps tools. How can we move the code? We'll try to understand. Okay. So here we have local Git. In local Git, 3 developers are working on local Git. Once development is completed in local Git, they will push the code to GitHub. So basically, what is Git? Git and AMD. So Git is a repository tool or version control tool. What is repository? So repository is nothing but where we save our data, where we save our source code. Is nothing but repository. So it can be any data. It can be binary image, binary files, image files, video files, whatever data. Okay, where we save our source code is nothing but repository. Next one is version control. Git is a repository tool or version control tool, right? So repository means where we save our data. Version control means, for example, in Java, we'll have 100 lines, 200 lines of the code will be available in Java. So for example, one developer wrote the code today. After 2 months, he come back and check the code. You may not understand who developed this code. So here, version control system will help you to track the who did what, who did changes, when did changes, what purpose they did changes. Based on these comments, it will track the versioning. Okay. For example, so I wrote some code today. Okay. So here, I give you a small example here.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah. Go ahead, please.
So, what is the involvement of coding, proper coding into the DevOps role?
Yeah. I'm going to that actually. I'm moving to that. I explain that. So basically, DevOps here will not develop any code. So it is not development role. It is not
Okay.
testing role. It is not admin role. Okay. So our duty is as a DevOps engineer, what we will do. So we will merge the code. Okay. Developers once develop the code, will merge the code and will push the code from one environment to other environment. We'll do automation. So we will run jobs on Jenkins. So these are the roles. DevOps engineer role. DevOps engineer will not develop any code. So there is no development part here.
Yeah, because what happened, I'm from Java background, but I'm facing a lot of, I just switched to another organization. I'm into the Java support, but I switched to the Java developer. But here I'm facing a lot of issue into the development. So that's, I'm planning to move into the DevOps.
Yes. Yeah. Developers, it is added advantage. If you are developer, if you are a developer or tester, it would be added advantage. So anyone can learn DevOps. Not only developers, not only admins, not only testers. Anyone can learn DevOps. So even non-IT guys also, they're switching their current role to DevOps role. Okay, freshers can learn, experienced people can learn, non-IT guys also switching their current role to DevOps role. In my previous batch, yeah, go ahead, please.
No hardcode coding is there, just scripting is there, I believe.
Yes. No coding is available in DevOps role. We don't do any coding. So we do some scripting, small scripting.
Okay.
Sorry?
Fine. Configuration related tasks are there.
Exactly. So configuration related. Scripting means very small scripts are available. I'll show you that. Ansible scripting is there. YAML script.
Okay.
It's a very simple script. So I'll show you.
Sure.
Fine. Yeah. So for example, yeah. So DevOps in your role is different role, which is it is not developer role because people will afraid of like maybe development is there in the DevOps. So not like that. So we are 25 engineers in our project. So we are not doing any development. Okay. So we are not using any Python scripting. We are not using any shell scripting. So we have Ansible tool. In that small YAML script will be there. So I'll show you that very simple script. So Ansible will provide that script. We can take the script and we can customize and we can use that. Okay, fine. Yeah, Git is a repository tool or version control tool. Repository is nothing but it is where we save our data, where we save our source code is nothing but repository, and the version control is who did what. It will track the versioning based on the changes, who did changes, when did changes, what purpose they did changes. Based on the comments, it will track the versioning, right? Fine. In this flow, next tool is Jenkins. Jenkins is a CI/CD tool. It's a continuous integration and a continuous delivery tool, right? So in DevOps, we have multiple tools. Each tool will not communicate other tool. So here Jenkins will integrate all the tools. It will communicate all the tools. So in DevOps, we have all the tools, multiple tools, which are individual tools. Okay, Jenkins is act as a mediator tool. It will integrate all the tools by installing plugins. So for example, my code is available in GitHub. I want to pick the code from GitHub to Jenkins. Okay, I need to install GitHub plugin in Jenkins. Then only I can able to pick the code from GitHub to Jenkins, right? So Jenkins will act as a mediator tool. So once we pick the code from GitHub to Jenkins, how can we pick this code? So we'll write some job here in Jenkins. We'll write some job. We'll trigger the job. We'll schedule the job. Once the job is triggered, the code will be picked from GitHub to Jenkins. Once we receive the code, so the code which we received from GitHub, which is raw code. Raw code means unstructured code. That raw code will not understand by application servers. That is why we are integrating one more tool, which is Maven. So Maven is a build tool which will generate artifacts. Artifact is nothing but it is a archive file, like binary file, single file. Okay. So when we receive the raw code from GitHub to Jenkins, Jenkins will push to Maven. Maven will generate as a binary file, archive file, single file. So that will be understood by application servers. That is why it will generate archive file. Then Jenkins will push that RK file to application server. Here deployment will be happening. Code deployment will perform in application servers. Application server can be Tomcat server, JBoss server, WebSphere server, whatever, based on your environment. So any questions up to here, anyone?
Sir, this course is a combination of AWS and DevOps, sir.
Yeah, so I'll show you that. AWS, GCP, and Azure will cover 3 platforms. Along with that, DevOps. Our main focus is DevOps. If you want to be a cloud engineer, if you learn AWS, there is no jobs for AWS. Only AWS. Okay, only GCP, no jobs. Only cloud, no jobs. So if you are good in DevOps and along with that platforms, AWS or Azure or GCP, you will have more scope. Okay.
Sir, actually, so the role of
Sir,
Jenkins
is there any knowledge of
Sorry, can you come again? Can I speak one person? Go ahead, please.
yeah, hi sir. So the role of Jenkins is to take the code from GitHub and allocate that to other tools based on the requirements. Sir?
Jenkins functionality is it will integrate all the tools, it will communicate all the tools, and it will pick
Okay.
the code from GitHub to Jenkins, and it will push to application servers for deployment. It is a mediated code.
And if you don't mind, could you explain this var, jar, and er file?
Yeah, fine. Yeah, Maven basically, so when we receive the code from GitHub to Jenkins, okay, so if the application is web application, it will generate var file, web archive file. Okay, if the application is Java application, it will generate jar file, Java archive file. If the application is enterprise application, it will generate EAR file. Based on your application, Maven will generate artifacts, archive files. So not only EAR, jar, and var, any application it will support. Even .NET also it will support. So any application. Okay, Maven is very popular tool. So we have different build tools in market, but Maven is very popular tool. So most of the project, 90% of the project using Maven. Okay, so Maven duty is to generate artifact as a single file, and it will give back to Jenkins. Jenkins will push that var file to application server. Here deployment will be. Okay, so for example, in your laptop you have 100 documents, 100 Word documents. I asked you to send those documents to me. What is the simplest way to send those documents to me? Documents. How can you send those documents?
Through Drive or mail?
Yeah. One way you can upload it to Drive, or else you can send through email. So while sending email, you will compress as a single file and send it across. Instead of attaching 100 documents, you can attach single document. Once you zip the documents, okay, you can send it across. So if I want to read those documents, I can unzip and I can read. The same way here also, Maven will generate as a single file, and it will give back to Jenkins. Jenkins will push that var file to or jar file to application server. Here deployment will be happening. Fine. Yeah, so this is normally build and release process. Okay, in real time. So this is a build and release process. Normally we perform like this. Okay, so but currently we have automation tools. Different automation tools are available, which are like, yeah, this is end-to-end process. Okay, so we have automation tools which are like Ansible, Chef, and Puppet. These are the automation tools using Ansible, Chef, and Puppet. So by single click, we can perform deployments. We can install so many applications. We can merge the code. Okay, we can build the code using these tools. Okay, so here Ansible is latest tool, which is advanced tool, which is very popular tool. Okay, so Chef and Puppet are bit older tools. Puppet is not using in projects currently. Puppet is very old tool, which is Microsoft tool. So Chef is, some project teams are using still Chef, and Ansible is using widely. Most of the project they are using Ansible. Okay, fine. So before discussing about Ansible, I give you small requirement. Okay, so I have 300 servers. On 300 servers, I want to install Java application. So these are manual servers. These servers are not in automation. We are not using any scripts. So manually, I want to deploy the Java. What is the procedure? How can we deploy Java? So I explain you. Yeah. For example, install Java on 300 servers. Yeah. So if you want to install Java on 300 servers, very first thing what we will do. So we have 300 servers, for example. Okay. So we have 300 servers. So let us take one server, single server. For example, one server is there. So if you want to install Java on one server, normally what we will do, we'll take first RDP, right? Remote desktop. If the server is Windows server, we take RDP first, right? If the server is Linux server, how can we connect? Partition, right? Right. So once we take the RDP, so we need to supply username and password, right? Username, password we need to give. So if you have 300 servers, you need to take RDP 300 times. We need to give 300 times username, password, right? So once we log in into the server, next one is we need to check Java installed or not. So if the Java is installed, no need to install. If the Java is not installed, we need to install Java. So for which we require some package, Java package, right? So normally in real time, what we will do, we don't put any pen drives. We don't use any pen drives. We don't use any CDs. We don't download from internet. So some firewalls will be there. So we copy software from share paths, share folders. We copy software from share folders, central paths. So once copy the software, Java software, we install Java. So once install the Java, so we need to set environment variables. So without set environment variables, it will not work properly, right? So finally, what we will do, we'll reboot server. Without reboot, changes will not be affected, right? So that is why reboot is mandatory. So once you reboot the server, so we can access the Java. So these are the steps we are going to perform if you want to deploy Java. So for example, the person who is having 2 to 3 years experience guy, how much time it will take to perform this activity? Maybe 30 minutes you will take in one server. Okay. So if the person is expert, so it may take 15 minutes, right? Let us take 10 minutes, 10 into 300 servers. So here 3000 minutes. So for deploying Java on 300 servers, it will take 3000 minutes. This type of request every day will get more requests in real time. So one person will come and ask you, I don't want Java 1.8, I require 1.9. I require 1.10, something. Different versions of Java. So some people will come and ask you, I require this plugin, that plugin, this package, that package, right? So if you are doing manual way, it will take a lot of time. It will take days, weeks, months also. So normally when we receive a request in real time, so we'll have some SLA. For example, some tickets, we received some ticket. For the tickets, we'll have some SLA. SLA means service level agreement. Within that SLA, we need to complete the request. So if you are doing this manual way, it will take a lot of time. You cannot complete within the SLA, right? So to avoid this kind of time, time consumption activities, so this manual efforts, so we have automation tools. So which are like Ansible, Chef, and Puppet. Right? So using these tools, we can do automation. So the same activity, this same activity. So using Ansible, how can we achieve this? We'll try to understand. Okay. So this is my Ansible server. This is my Ansible server. First, I configure Ansible server. So I want to deploy Java on 300 servers. I have 300 different environments, 300 servers. In different 3 environments, I have different servers. So here 100 servers are development servers, 100 servers are QA servers, 100 servers are production servers. So these are the dev 100 servers, QA 100 servers, and production 100 servers. So I want to deploy Java on this 300 servers. So first I need to configure Ansible server. Next one is I need to authenticate from Ansible server to this servers. So once complete the authentication, then only you can deploy the packages, right? So authentication method here is we use SSH authentication. SSH authentication. So authentications are 2 types, which are like key-based authentication, and second one is user-based authentication. So 2 types of authentications are available. So in real time, we always use key-based authentication. In our test lab also, we use key-based authentication. So if you want to establish this key-based authentication, so we need to generate one key, which is public key. The command here is keygen. In Ansible server, we generate one key. That key we can move to this development servers, QA servers, production servers. Once we paste this key here, so the communication will be established, authentication will be established. So once we establish the authentication, next we need to prepare inventory groups. Inventory groups. So what is inventory? Inventory means, what is inventory? Normally, server admins will maintain server inventories, storage inventories, network device inventories, right? So inventory means it is a server information, right? So for example, we have 3 different servers, 3 set of servers, right? Development, QA, and production. So first we need to prepare here inventory. So I have development 300 servers. I need to give 300 IP addresses here. I need to prepare inventory. So next I have 300 QA servers. I need to prepare QA 300 servers here, 100 servers, okay? And production also I have 100 servers. I need to prepare inventory for production, 100 IP addresses I need to give. So because when we want to deploy an application, this inventory is mandatory. So where we apply this inventory, I'll show you, okay? So once we prepare the inventory, next one is we need to prepare some YAML script, .yml script, .yml script. So which is nothing but playbook. So playbook is nothing but it is a YAML script, which is Java deployment script. Okay. So I'll show you some sample script here, JavaScript. So if you want to deploy Java, so this is the script. Playbook samples. This is the script. This is syntax. So this is the script. It's a very simple, small script. So this is YAML script. So if you want to deploy Java, this is only the script. This first line is for our understanding. So here version is showing that name Java 1.7, install Java 1.7. This is for our understanding. This is basically not required. So this is the actual script to deploy Java. M column name equal to Java 1.7.0 OpenJDK space state equal to present. So even if you want to install Java, if you want to uninstall the Java, in place of present, you can give option. Okay. So this is only the script to perform the Java deployment. So once we prepare this JavaScript here, next we need to connect environments. So if you want to deploy Java, so you can connect dev environment and you can trigger the job. So once you trigger this, Java will be installed on all the development servers. Okay. So if you want to deploy on Dev1 QA, you can give dev1 QA. So if you want to deploy Java on all the servers, you can give all and you can trigger the playbook. Once you trigger the playbook, Java will be installed on all the servers within 5 minutes. So once it is installed, it will provide you some report. Okay, how many servers installed, how many servers are pending, how many servers are unreachable. It will show you some report. Based on that, if any servers are unreachable, we can segregate that and can rerun the playbook. It's a very simple, small script actually. So within 5 minutes only, it will be deployed on all the servers. Not only 300 servers. If you have 1,000 servers, 10,000 servers, you can deploy Java within 5 minutes using Ansible. So not only Java deployment, any deployments, any configuration managements, you can perform using Ansible. Any questions in this?
Hello. I've actually see SSH authentication work Linux
Can you speak a
Windows
bit louder?
will generate key. No, SSH
Yeah.
authentication will work Linux only, right? Windows purpose will which key will work?
Yeah. So Windows we will configure differently. So I'll show you while working on Ansible. I'll show you. We'll go deep dive. So Ansible will take 7 sessions. Okay, we'll go deep dive.
Okay.
So every tool
Okay,
will go
okay.
deep dive. Not only Ansible, Git also will take 5 day sessions. Jenkins also will take 5 day sessions. Okay, Kubernetes, Docker, Ansible, and Terraform. These will go deep dive. Okay, so because Kubernetes market is very good now. Okay, we'll see that. Fine. Any questions on this slide? Ansible, anyone? Before moving to other
Sir,
slide.
I just want to know, like, taking training on the DevOps and doing the real-time projects in the company are far different, which I believe.
Taking training, can you come again?
Just taking training and doing some practicals, and the real-time environments of projects in company are far different actually. So how we can cope up, or how we can survive?
Fine. Definitely, I'll explain that. Okay, so once we complete our course, okay, at least you can showcase 3 years experience. That level of exposure will provide. Okay, I'll explain that. Don't worry. Yeah, so this is our Ansible architecture. So here we have inventory. Okay, so Ansible automation engine. Instead of this, inventories, modules, plugins, APIs. So as a DevOps here, what we will do, we'll prepare Ansible playbook, we'll trigger to modules. Okay, so it will go to plugins and APIs, and it will deploy on host servers. Here, these are the host missions, development servers, QA servers, and production servers. Okay. So this is Ansible server. Using Ansible server, we deploy code on all the servers. Okay, so here playbooks we prepare, inventory groups we prepare. Okay, so we'll go deep dive when we talk about Ansible. Fine. So this is the end-to-end flow. So here Ansible is integrated here with the Jenkins. Fine. So this is our course content. Okay, tools which are going to learn. Okay, AWS, Cloud, and Azure, GCP, Google Cloud Platform. These 3 platforms we are going to cover. Okay, after that, so yeah, first we'll start with AWS. Okay, once complete the AWS, we'll start Linux basics. Okay, Linux also will cover. So once complete the Linux, then we'll start DevOps tools. So once complete the DevOps tools, again we'll start Google Cloud and Azure. So once complete this, we'll work on 2 live projects. Actually 3 projects. One more project is there. So I'll explain that. So 3 live projects we work on. Okay. So CI/CD projects, different tools we can integrate here. We can work on this different way. Okay. These are the tools we are going to cover: Git, GitHub, Jenkins, Maven, Ansible, Nexus Artifactory. Okay. And Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform, Apache Tomcat. These are the tools. Okay. So we are going to learn this many tools, but in real time, we don't use all the tools. In single project, we don't use all the tools. So it's a depending upon the project. So for example, in our project, we are using Kubernetes, Terraform, Jenkins. The same way in Wipro, one of my friend is there. Okay, they are using only Terraform. So in UHG, United United Health Group, they are using Docker Kubernetes. Like that, depends. Okay, so depending upon the requirements. So these are the tools we are going to cover. So first we'll start. We'll cover AWS, Azure, GCP, 3 clouds we are going to cover, and along with the after that DevOps and projects. Okay, 3 platforms we cover, and also we work on Linux basics. Okay, so all the Linux basics we cover. So what is Linux overview, architecture of Linux? Okay, folder structure, Linux origins, commands, editors. Okay, these are the things we are going to cover. After that, so we are going to work on different tools which are like Git, GitHub, Jenkins, Maven, Nexus. Okay, so Apache Tomcat, Terraform, Kubernetes. These 4 are very core tools. Okay, these are very advanced tools. Currently, Kubernetes, Docker, Terraform, Ansible. These are very, very important tools project teams are asking. So in every interview, definitely Kubernetes is mandatory. If you are good in Kubernetes, you can easily crack your interview. Even the packages are so very, very good packages they are giving. Okay, so my younger brother recently got offer. Okay, he learned DevOps. He used to work with Capgemini in our organization. Okay, so after that, so he learned DevOps. He worked as a Windows admin. Okay, so after that he learned DevOps and he got offer in HCL. He got 7.5 lakh. He's having 3 years experience. 3 years experience. Okay, so packages are very good. One of my colleague, he switched from my company to other company, from Capgemini to other company. So he's having 8 years experience. Okay, he moved to some other company, TechM. So he got 22 lakh package. So packages are very good. So if you are good in Kubernetes or Terraform or Docker, you can project teams will give you as much as required. Okay. So these are the tools we are going to learn. Each tool will go deep dive. So every tool will go deep dive. So we'll have sessions like theoretical part and practical parallelly. Okay. Once I'll explain theoretically, then I'll show you practically. So all the labs we create in AWS only. We no need to install in our local lab. Okay. We create one account in AWS, free tier account, one year free tier account. No need to pay single NP for that AWS. Service is also free, right? So we can create one account, free tier account. In that we can create servers. On top of that, we can deploy all the tools and we can practice. So in my console, I explained here. So this is my AWS console. This is my AWS console. So here I create servers. Okay, I'll explain here. You need to create your own account. I'll explain that how to create. In that you can practice, right? Yeah, and after this, yeah, these are the tools we are going to cover. After that, support. What kind of support we provide? So daily recordings will provide. Okay, FAQs, frequently asked questions. Okay, and also supporting documents we provide. Documentation for every tool, every service will provide documents and one-to-one support. So what we will do, we'll create one WhatsApp group. In that group, we'll add all the members. Okay, so next batch, 9 o'clock batch, we have one batch. In that batch, we have 40 members, 40 students. Okay, so we create one WhatsApp group like this, for example. So we have different batches. So currently, morning 3 batches, evening 2 batches we are running. I'll show you WhatsApp groups. So for example, these are the batches, different batches. 37 batches. Till now we have completed 38 batches. Okay, so for example, 33 batch here. So in this batch, we have 40 members. We'll add all the members here. We'll add all the members here. Okay, so if you are when you are practicing tools, if you have any questions, so you can take the screenshot and you can post like this. So for that, I give you solution. Okay, if you are coming to classroom, you can ask me directly. If you are joining online, you can post the screenshot. I'll provide you solution. So people will, like students, documentation I provide like this. Sample resumes, documents I provide like this. Okay, these are the documentation, Maven documentation, Kubernetes like this. So these are the issues. While practicing, they post issues like this. These are the issues. Okay, so I'll provide solution. So these are the Kubernetes session. I explain like this. Okay, so like this, we create one WhatsApp group. In that, we'll add all the members. So while practicing, you can take the screenshot and you can post into group. Right? And one-to-one support I provide you. I provide you my number. So you can contact me anytime. You can chat with me, you can call me anytime. Okay. If you have any queries, you can call me. Right. And also sample projects. Sample projects also I give you. While working on DevOps, sample project. For example, Git completed. So in Git, some scenarios, sample things I'll explain. Okay. And resume support. Resume also I'll prepare you. I'll provide you sample resumes first. You can update your details and you can send it to me. I can go through that. I can add some more thing and I review that and I give you the resume. Okay. Technical support. So anytime if you have any questions, even though after getting the job also I give you support. So from my starting batches also people are still chat with me, call me if they have any questions. So one of my 6th batch student, so he's in Australia. Okay. So while working on any tool, if he has any issues, doubts, definitely he will chat with me. Still is in touch with me. So like that, different students will call me, chat with me. So if they have any questions, okay. So this type of supports I provide. Daily recordings, once complete the session, I'll provide the recording. FAQs, questions, documents, one-to-one support. All these things we provide. Also, so these are the highlights of topic. Okay, so real-time projects end-to-end will explain. Interview sessions topic-wise, resume and interview preparation also we provide. Okay, so this course is 2.5 months. So it will take 1 week extra. Will not complete within 2.5 months. It may take 1 week or 2 weeks extra. Okay, so daily sessions Monday to Friday only. So after 4-5 weeks, we'll take weekends also, Saturday also. Okay, it will take minimum 2.5 months. So 100% job assistance we provide. Assistance, not assurance, assistance. Okay, so in our previous batches, 90% of the people got the offers. We'll give you support. So first, once complete the course, we'll provide you all the things to you. You can crack your interview. If you are unable to crack your interview, I'll give you other support also. I'll explain that, what support we provide. Okay, and next one is operations hands-on. Like, so for example, freshers are there. So the day-to-day activities, day-to-day operations, what are the operations? I'll explain. Okay, in DevOps, what are the day-to-day operations? And next one is cluster configuration. What are the server configuration? What is server? What is network? What is switch? All these things I explain. Also, internal applications like development environment, test environment, UAT environment. So these all things I cover. What is environment? So freshers, non-IT guys will join, right? They don't know what is environments, what is server. So I explain from scratch. We'll start from scratch. So we don't directly go to subject. So we explain basics first. What is server? What is network? What is switch? What are the questions we have? First, we clear all these things. Then we'll go to slowly enter into AWS. Okay. Next one is internal team structure. How it would be: email and communication, role responsibilities, stand-up calls. Stand-up calls means daily calls, weekly calls, monthly calls will be there in real time. So what is call? What we need to discuss in the call? Okay. What are the calls set up by managers? I explain everything. Okay. And internal team meetings, release and purpose, releases and purpose, KT sessions, how KT section will be happened in real time. So working a daily tasks and tickets. What are the tasks we are going to get? What tasks we need to perform? Okay. So ticketing tool. What is ticketing tool? ServiceNow or Revit tool? Explain all the tools. I'll show you real console. Okay. So these are the things we are going to cover, because freshers and the non-IT guys need to know this process. Real time guys, they have some knowledge, but non-IT guys, freshers require this information, right? So these are the things we are going to cover. Any questions up here, anyone?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello? Can you hear me? Sir, just taking training and survival in the industry, real-time projects are quite different. This is what I believe because I also not from the I'm from the Java support role, so I take the Java training and switch to the company as a Java developer. But here, the kind of real-time projects and whatever taking training I have taken, these are the quite two different things actually.
Fine. So basically, DevOps here role is very easy role. Our life will be easier. Okay. So DevOps here, what DevOps here will do? So monitor the jobs, automation, and like playbooks running. And next one is code merging, code movements. So we will not have any SLA basically because we are doing automation. So DevOps here role is very easier role. Getting offer is bit difficult. Once get the offer, it is very easy. In our project, we are 25 engineers currently. So everyone is enjoying their roles. Okay. So some people will monitor the jobs, some people will do the automation, some people will do the code merging like this. Some people will manage cloud platforms, AWS, Azure, this. So we have 3 platforms in our company, in our project. We are handling 3 platforms. So like that, cracking entry is bit difficult. If you prepare proper way, you will get easily. So we'll guide them, we'll guide you. So we'll guide you how to prepare, how to get the offer. If you are unable to crack the interview, definitely will support different way. Okay, that I'll explain. So getting job is also very easier, and working in real-time project is also very easier. So how to manage your tickets, how to manage your tasks, what are the tasks you are going to get, all these things I cover. I'll explain. Scenarios.
So what I believe so DevOps role is much easier than software developer role, whatever I believe now.
Yes, exactly. So software developer, you need to think innovative way. You need to think.
Yeah, there is challenging.
But this is not
Development
that
is challenging.
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So how offers, someone asking some question, Vera asking some question, how offers for experience more than 10 years? Yes, very good question. So people who are having 18 years, 15 years experience, they are also switching their current role to DevOps. So one of the guy is named Kiran. So Kiran, one guy is there. He's having 18 years experience in my previous batch. He switched from mainframes to DevOps. He learned DevOps. Recently got offering Cognizant. He got very good package. Okay, just learn. So you break up that experience, 3 years experience in DevOps, remaining experience is 2 years experience. He got more than 25 lakh package. Recently got off. Right? So you can switch easily. So even 10 plus years of experience guys also, they can switch their current role to DevOps roles.
How about the freshers, sir? Sorry to interrupt. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Freshers
completely
also, currently freshers also having very good demand. So freshers in our project also recently we took 5 members freshers.
basically I have some experience in admin side, administration. So I'm completely new to this AWS
Yes.
and DevOps. So the course content you said from tomorrow, like we are going to start with AWS and things AWS the cloud thing first, and then we will do the DevOps.
Yeah. So this, from tomorrow it will be continued, but tomorrow we don't start AWS. Okay, first basic sessions will be there. First we cover basic sessions. Okay, 3 sessions will be there. So basic session, what is cloud platform? What is servers? What is network? Okay. So why the project teams are moving their infrastructure to cloud? What is the use of cloud? Where we use cloud? These things we cover first. Then we'll start AWS.
Okay. Do we need any kind of certification like in this whole course, AWS and DevOps? Like AWS, we need, I guess.
Yeah, certification is not mandatory. So if you have certification, it would be added advantage. Currently, so some competition is there, different, yeah. So competition is there. If you write any AWS certification or Azure certification, it would be added advantage. At least you can write one certification. It is not mandatory. It is not mandatory. If you have, for example, 4 guys shortlisted, so interviewer or HR will check what best available for the resources. Like that, they will check. It is not mandatory. So in our project, some people are having certifications, some people are not having certification. So AWS, you can write. If you want to write, you can write. So I'll guide you how to write exam. So also in Prometic centers, our people are there. They will support you. If you don't have any time to write the exam, they will support. Okay.
Okay.
And also Kubernetes certification, DevOps certifications, if you want to write, you can write Kubernetes. It is not mandatory. If you have interest, you can write.
Okay. Okay. So after completion of this course, probably like we will have 2 to 3 years of experience, you said? I mean,
Yes,
based
yes.
on.
Minimum you can showcase 3 years experience.
Okay.
So if you
Sir,
are
I have.
interested,
Hi,
go
Yes,
ahead.
sir. Yeah, I have a 3 questions, sir. My first question is on this training program, how much years of experience or how much duration of experience we can project? This is the first question. Second question is, sir, as Linux knowledge is required, so how much extent till extent the Linux knowledge is required? I mean, basic knowledge is enough, or shall we, go ahead and do some Red Hat certifications? And the last question is, do we need to have some networking knowledge also? I mean, like CCNA and like that.
So your first question is, when you learn DevOps, so how can you like showcase your experience, right?
How much
Real.
experience we can showcase on this training? Yeah.
Yeah, fine. So once complete our training, you can showcase minimum 3 years experience. You can put in your resume 3 years experience on DevOps. So second question is Linux. Linux, we cover basic Linux here. So we are not Linux. We are DevOps here. We require some commands. Nearly 30 to 40 commands are there. That is enough for you for handling DevOps tools. Okay.
Okay.
And the third one is, what is the third question?
Networking knowledge.
So networking knowledge not required. So we'll explain in Docker, Kubernetes. We have some networking part. I'll explain from basics. No need to worry.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah. Before discussing other
Hello,
questions, can you provide your email ID and your phone number, WhatsApp number, so that I'll provide you this recording and some documentation. Everyone, can you provide your email ID and a phone number here, WhatsApp number?
Yeah.
The chat. So I just put chat here.
hello, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm yes. As you said, you're going to teach from the scratch. I really appreciate that because I neither have experience nor qualification in IT related field. So, is it really possible at the end of the course for a candidate like me? Is it really possible to get command over these tools and work as if I have experience of 2 to 3 years? 2 to 3 years.
Yes, yes. You are non-IT person, right? Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, completely non-IT.
Yeah, fine. So this is very good question. So everyone so in our previous batch, one guy is named Arvind. So he's from civil background, civil engineer. Okay. So he switched from his current role to DevOps. He learned DevOps. Okay. And recently got off. So whatever we explained in the class, regularly he used to practice. 1 hour he spent 1 hour. Okay, he practiced. So now he got job in some company. I think it's a Bangalore company. The company name I forgot that. So he got very good package. So yeah. So whenever whatever we are discussing in the session, you need to practice more actually. You need to practice minimum 1 hour daily. So once you practice, so you will be familiar with the tools, all the tools. So
Yeah, I
freshers
understand it.
also,
Again,
freshers and non-IT guys, so they are getting offers once they switch, once they learn DevOps. So most of the people in our batches, freshers and non-IT people,
oh, that's
easily
great.
get the offers. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can easily get.
Yeah, again for that I would request you to teach some basics as well. Maybe I may not understand a few terms as well. Maybe I may have difficulties with the terminology as well, as I am from a different background. So if that is not okay for others, I would request you to teach the basics and few terms as well.
Yeah, no problem. You can ask any basic question, any small question you can ask anytime. Nothing.
Yeah, yes. And regarding this course, I have some other doubts. I mean, will you provide any course material, soft copy, hard copy?
Yes. Yeah, I'll provide soft copy of the all material, all the tools and all the services.
Yes, great. And regarding the tools, sir, you said there are additional tools there are other tools in addition to Ansible like Chef and Puppet. Will that be covered? Are you going to teach these to us as well?
I'll show you difference. I'll show you difference between Ansible and Chef, Ansible and Puppet. I'll show you. If you are good in Ansible, you can handle all the tools, remaining tools also. You can handle.
Yeah. So I also heard about a monitoring tool called Nagios. Will that be covered in this course?
Yes, we have 3 different monitoring tools available in our course, which are like CloudWatch, CloudTrail, available in AWS, and Stackdriver is available in Google Cloud, right? So these are the very advanced tools. If you are good in these tools, Nagios also can handle. Nagios is old tool, Linux environment. Okay, so these are the latest.
So no need of Nagios. Right, fine. So are you going to cover Azure and GCP as well?
Yes, we are going to cover Azure and GCP as well, but not full course. Whatever DevOps engineer required, that much of services we cover. In AWS, we cover 15 services. Those are enough to you. Okay, for DevOps engineer. Our target is DevOps.
Okay.
Fine.
Right, sir. Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Can you provide remaining people also phone number and email ID so that I'll provide you all recordings and documentation, whatever documents we have. So remaining people also can you provide your number? Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
See, Linux commands, you told 30 commands basic is enough, right? But if you more than like 7 years, if you more than 7 years, 6 years experience also, they guys also enough to the 40 commands.
Yes, enough. Actually, I'm also using 40 commands only. I'm architect in our project. I'm using 40 commands only.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so and one more thing, I provide my phone number here. You can take down my number. If you have any questions, you can call me, WhatsApp me. So my number is 96422111711. You can take down my number. So if you have any more questions and concerns, you can call me, you can WhatsApp me. So here I update my number.
Can you please repeat your number again?
96422111711. 96422111711. Anytime you can call, WhatsApp if you have any other questions.
422111711, right?
Exactly. 964221117.
Sir?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
As a fresher,
sorry, can you come in?
As a fresher, how can how can we keep experience like we didn't work in any organization?
Yes. So freshers, basically, if you are good in basic level, you will get easily off. Okay. So in our previous batch, freshers are there. Okay. One guy, Rohit, is from Warangal. Rohit, one guy is there. So his fresher to 2021 passing. 2021 passing. Okay. He got recently offer in some company which is available in which is the Opal only. Here Opal one company is there. I'll show you. So in WhatsApp, Rohit is there. Yeah, he's the person who got recently offer. Yeah, see here. He got 2 offers about Deloitte and Suneratech. He got Suneratech offer, which is available in Opal. Suneratech, very good company. So he asked me, which is the good company? 2 offers he got. Deloitte, Suneratech. He's a fresher, 2021 pass out. He's the person who got offer recently. So Suneratech he got offer recently. So he joined recently, right? So freshers also having very good scope here. In our project also we recruited 5 people recently. I am in interview panel. Okay, so we have taken 5 people recently, freshers only. Freshers also getting 5 lakh minimum 5 lakh package. Freshers also, we provide 5 lakh in our organization.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, can you paste your number in chat box?
Yeah, I already pasted. Again, I paste here. This is my number. You can take down 96422117. So our classes will start from tomorrow only. So tomorrow we will have some question and answer sessions, introductions, not introductions, basic session, and some important things will cover tomorrow. Okay. Day after tomorrow also we'll have something. So and yeah, it will be continued 8 to 9. Okay, Monday to Friday only. Any questions, anyone? Still any questions?
So what
Other
is
questions?
Sir, what are the fees?
Yeah, fee would be 15,000. Okay, so you can talk to our people. So our people will explain. 15K. So they will give you 1,000 discount, 14,000. Okay, 14,000 is the fee.
And sir, in the automation part, how much coding is involved? Like I believe like scripting is similar to like we need to script, we need to write the codes as well. So I'm weak in coding, to be frank. So that's why.
Yeah. Basically, scripting is not required. So no need to worry about scripting. Means Python scripting, Python Bash not required here. So we use YAML script here, Ansible. We use YAML script. Terraform we use TF script, right? Those are enough to you. No need to worry about Python and the Bash shell scripts.
Okay. But these skills are enough to get a job.
Yeah. So currently in our project, no one is using Python scripting. Okay, we are using YAML script and TF script. Okay. So Kubernetes also having some different scripts, small scripts. So I'll explain you. I'll guide you.
Sir, one question. Currently, what is more demanding in the market? Because there are a lot of DevOps tools, but out of that, which tools are currently most demanding in the market, and people are looking some certified engineers on that?
Yeah. So tools like Kubernetes is very demanding right now. Kubernetes, Docker. Okay, containerization world, containers. In Docker we use containers, Kubernetes we use pod. So these are very high demand currently, and Terraform also. Terraform is infrastructure automation tool. So these tools are very currently. So project teams are looking for more resources on this. So in market there is no real-time resources. Okay, so this is the right time to grab your job. Okay, we are taking interviews. When we take interview, if we take 10 people attended the interview. In that, so 9 or 8 people are fake people. You can easily identify, right? So still we are giving offers because there is no resources also. If you are good in basic level, definitely you will get offer. Fine.
Sir, after this training program, can we do this Kubernetes and Docker certifications also? I mean, is that make sense, or shall we go and get some experience and then after that we do Kubernetes and Docker certification? How you suggest, sir?
Yeah. So once you get offer, then you can write Kubernetes, Docker, Terraform, whatever you want. Not required for interview. The certification not mandatory for interview. So once you get the offer, then you can.
Okay, sir.
Your question.
How many job openings are coming, sir, for every?
Just a minute. Just a minute. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah. We'll cover Kubernetes project. We'll go deep dive. Kubernetes will take 7 days something. We'll go deep dive. So we'll learn more on Kubernetes, Terraform, Docker, Ansible, because those are core tools. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Sir, you said YAML scripting, other scriptings are required. So are you going to cover them as well, or do we need to have some basics in that?
Not required. We'll cover from scratch. No need to worry about. We'll start from scratch. It is very simple script. Okay, we'll explain.
So no prerequisites. So I can start directly.
No prerequisites. If you want to learn DevOps, no need to worry about. Okay, there is no prerequisites. Fine. So we stop here for today. So tomorrow we'll discuss about some basic things. Okay, tomorrow and day after, then it will continue. From Monday, we'll start working on slowly. We'll start to some services slowly. Yeah, go ahead, please.
So what is the training duration and timing will be?
Timing will be 8 a.m. IST, 8 to 9. 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. IST.
Every day?
Duration, sorry?
Is it every day, sir?
Yeah, Monday to Friday. Monday to Friday.
Okay, and how much duration? How much months?
2.5 months. 2.5 months duration. It will take another 1 or 2 weeks extra. Maximum 3 months.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Basically, we use a waterfall, and we are using Agile, and companies are shifting to DevOps. So, as per your experience, how many years can DevOps survive in market?
Can you come again? Your question? Couldn't understand.
You mentioned that previously we used waterfall model, and now we are using Agile, and some companies are shifting.
Can you speak louder, little? We are unable to hear you. Can you speak a bit louder? Go ahead, please.
Okay. Previously we used waterfall model, and now we are using Agile and DevOps. Companies are shifting to DevOps. So how
మీ
many?
వాయిస్ అర్థం కావట్లేదు. మీరు కొంచెం క్లారిటీగా మీ వాయిస్ బ్రేక్ అవుతుంది. సో కెన్ యూ స్పీక్ లౌడర్? కొంచెం లౌడర్ గా మాట్లాడండి.
Okay, it's
మీ వాయిస్ బ్రేక్.
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Sir, for practice purpose, do we need to install some software on our personal laptop, or will there be any virtual instance available for us for practice?
Yeah. So in your laptop, you don't install any tools. So you need one laptop and internet connectivity. So you can connect to our console, AWS console. In the console, we can create servers and we can practice.
Okay, sir. Yeah, thanks.
Sir, any system configuration is needed, like 64-bit or 32-bit?
Yeah, 4GB RAM required. 4GB RAM required. And i3 also, it will support. i3 4GB.
Oh.
Minimum i3
Sir,
4GB.
offline classes. Offline class could sir?
Yeah, offline also. Offline, online.
Same time, offline.
Both online, offline parallelly happen. So if lockdown started, then we'll attend online.
Okay. So only morning, sir. Evening classes.
So morning, we batch morning. ఆల్రెడీ ఈవినింగ్ టైం నడుస్తున్నాయి. సో దోస్ ఆర్ ఈవినింగ్ బ్యాచెస్ ఆన్లైన్ ఉంటాయి, మార్నింగ్ ఆఫ్లైన్ ఆన్లైన్.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Sir, are you tied up with any companies?
Yeah, we'll refer some companies. Okay, so already we sent some people joined already in some different companies. We'll post HCL also offering. HCL having 1,000 openings currently. HCL is having 1,000 openings. Already we sent 10 members already selected. One of my brother is there, one of HR is there, my friend. Okay, so we'll refer you. We'll refer your resume. So you can attend the interview. You will get the job. Fine. So we can stop here for today. So tomorrow we'll work on different basic things. We'll see tomorrow. Okay. Let us start. Yeah. We'll stop here for today. Thank you all.
Link will be same, sir. Tomorrow's class.
Yeah. Same link tomorrow and day after. Monday also same link. Fine.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Fine. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.